Good afternoon and welcome to the May 22nd, 2012 meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority. May we have roll call, please?
Authority members Friedman. Here. Manukian. Here. Mincy.
Here.
Parazian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
And Chairman Najarian.
Here. May we have your report?
The agenda for the May 22, 2012 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Thursday, May 17, 2012 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Next item, please.
We have approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
For May 8th and May 15th, there are no objections or corrections. The minutes will be approved as submitted. Next item, please.
Item 5, oral communications. Discussion is limited to items not a part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for direction and report, investigation and report.
I have one card from Richard Espiritu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the Commission, and the staff. I am Richard Espiritu. I'd like to start by asking a question to the Chair and to Mr. Garcia. When was Title 18 of the Civil Rights signed into law? When was its First Amendment signed? When was ADA first signed into law? And when was the first ADA site survey completed for the City of Glendale? A while back, I received this letter to an 80-year-old husband and wife who are disabled. I didn't know where it was going to take me, but it took me back sometime 160 years. I first read all the case law that was stated in the letter, and then I also, which happened to have been 7, then I read the opinions published by the Department of Justice on behalf of the Fair Housing Act. Then I read Section 802 of the Fair Housing Act, including its amendment that included people with disability. That led me to the Jones and Meyer U.S. Supreme Court case, which is the basis for the Fair Housing Act. I included the concurring statements by Chief Douglas and the dissenting opinions by Chief Justice Harlan and White. That led me to the Civil Rights Act of 1866, better known as the 13th Amendment, and that also led me to the 14th Amendment, Section 1, because that addressed the issue of people who were naturalized citizens. Senator Tomberlin of Illinois, the author of Amendment 13, stated, "I have no doubt that under the provisions, this may destroy all these forms of discrimination in civil rights." He further equated discriminations to relics of slavery. During the housing debate on the Fair Housing Act, it was stated ancillary services and facilities of this sort might constitute property. Congress Brigham of Ohio stated, there are persons under the color of any law, statute, ordinance, I repeat, ordinance, regulation that constitute is subject to discrimination and is unconstitutional. Justice Douglas stated on his opinions on the Supreme Court case, some badges of slavery remain today in the minds and hearts of men. In the minds and hearts of men. With all that said, I'd like to tell this housing authority that the badges of slavery are still alive and well in the city of Glendale. Unfortunately, they go by a different name. They go by the name of racial profiling. I brought this up with the police commission. It also goes by not in my backyard NIMBYism, which is, by the way, there's a federal case law, McKinney versus the Township of Fairfield, that makes it illegal. And namely, the city ordinance 30.52.030. And it also exists in the fiefdoms of the Planning and Glendale Police Department. With that said, I'd like to say that all the members of the City Council and commissions signed a document saying they will defend the Constitution of the United States. I'm going to provide to this Housing Authority and to the City Manager a copy, one page from the Fair Housing Impediment Analysis of 1997 and in 2012, where they're still saying the same thing over and over again. After 15 years, they're still telling the City of Glendale to do exactly the same thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have no other cards. Communications is closed. Any authority member or staff comments? Seeing none, we have no new business. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
We are adjourned.